What's going on, people? I thought I'd better touch base with you guys because there's a lot that is going on right now in regards to Mikel Arteta, and they're comparing him to Unai Emery's first tenure. Now, we've got to take a lot of this with a pinch of salt, and I'm going to talk about the numbers. We can see the numbers here. The numbers are right up, and the numbers are saying that after 26 games played, Emery had more wins, 15 to Arteta's 12. He had 5 draws compared to Arteta's 6. He lost less games, 6 games compared to Arteta's 8. And then his win percentage was higher, scored more goals. He also conceded more goals and then had more shots and more possession. Blah, 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 blah. What it actually doesn't tell you is the nature of Unai Emery's squad. And in that first year, remember, they went all the way through to the season and was battling for the top 4, and then that Crystal Palace game hit. When Unai Emery decided that he was going to put all of his eggs in one basket with the Europa Cup and decimate the league. And remember, they lost 3-2 to Palace at home. They went away to Leicester and Wolves and got beaten 3-0. They just got annihilated. No one wants to talk about that. But this team had 4th place and they ruined it. You didn't even have to win the Europa. All you needed to do was put your effort into one of those remaining 4 games and get a result. And they couldn't do it. So the deeper line in here that I want to explain is, and remember, that team was so good that in the beginning of the season when Emery got sacked, after 8 games they were in 3rd place. Well, you only have to look at where we are right now. Of course, if we would have beaten Leicester, we'd be in 4th place right now. But we didn't beat them, and we're in 11th after 6 games. But the fact of the matter is this: when Emery took over the team had great success. They had the 11-game winning streak. They had the 22-game unbeaten streak. But more importantly, that midfield had Mkhitaryan, it had Ramsey. Guendouzi was one of the best finds that we've ever had, and was up until even the next season. He was the best player in the team, really, over the first 8 games. Where what I believe it was 4 man of the matches he had in the first 7 games in the season that Emery got sacked, before everything went downhill. But my point is this: when you look at the team that Arteta, his manager now, the team is broken. And I say this: when Arteta came in, Arsenal had only won 2 of their last 17 games. So when you look at this comparison in the first 26 games, it doesn't actually mean that much. All it means is that took over a well-oiled, well-drilled team with balance all over the field. But they're the same problems that Arsene Wenger had created, which was a leaky defence. And Unai Emery never solved that problem. He never fixed the defence. It was continuously leaky, and he never dealt with that properly. And that's the reason, to be honest with you, that was his demence. The other thing that he had adopted from Wenger, which he didn't fix, and this is the most important, guys, is the record against the top 6 teams. Now, I just want to say this: Mikel Arteta, for all of his flaws and his mistakes, he ain't even been here a year yet, and the fans have got behind him, and I myself have got behind him. But these are the things that Mikel Arteta has done. He's shored up that defence, and he's letting in half of the goals that Unai Emery let in. But most importantly, guys, and this is the most important thing, Arteta's record against the top 16s is actually way better than Unai Emery's, and he's made this team far more competitive. In the 9 games that Arteta's played against the top 6, he's won 4 of them, drawn 2, and lost just 3, scoring more goals than what he's let in. He scored 13 goals against them and only let in 11. But he's got a win rate against the top teams of 44.4%. Yeah? Letting in just 1.2 goals per game. Unai Emery's record, played 17, only won 3 games. So imagine that. Arteta's won 4 games in 9. Unai Emery played 17 games and didn't even win. You know, he played double the amount of games as Arteta and still won less than what Arteta did with just 3 wins. He lost 8. Arteta had a win rate of 44.4%. Unai Emery's was 17.6%, letting in 2.3 goals, nearly double the amount of goals per game. And this stands to reason, guys, that Emery had all that structure. He had that midfield, remember? Talked about the midfield. He had those creative midfielders who can go in and score goals in abundance. Ramsey was scoring goals. Mkhitaryan was scoring goals. Iwobi was scoring goals. He had support from everywhere around the midfield. And creatively, he never had a problem. They were still scoring goals, but he didn't fix the defence. Imagine that. If Arteta had adopted the same players, the same striking force that Emery had, and Arteta just went in and fixed that defence, Arsenal would have finished in the top 4 that season. There's no doubt about it. So I think it's really misled and misguided where people are sort of throwing these facts in to say, look at their first 26 games. It absolutely shows nothing. It really doesn't. Because the situation with both teams is comparatively dire. I mean, look, Arteta is carrying so much weight that the 4 dead players we keep talking about, Ozil, Mustafi, Socrates, Klasnach, that aren't playing and aren't giving the team anything, but each of them are acquiring salaries of £90,000 upwards. And also Ozil's 350 grand a week. So Mikel Arteta's having to deal with all of that. Midfield that has been decimated. And he's not even been here a year yet. So, again, guys, pamper your expectations. Here goes the hand signals. Pamper your expectations. And just wait to see what happens. They've had one transfer window, except for building themselves a new spine. They're Gabriel, and they've got Thomas Partey, and that spine has gone right through the team. Now what you need to do is build around it. Yeah, I get that they got rid of... They're probably going to need a goalkeeper next season. I get that. But the fact of the matter is they're on their way to producing and building a team around some studs that they've got. And we have to give them the time to do that. But all this stuff that's going on about Mikel Arteta, some fans even are saying that he needs to go. I mean, it's ridiculous. And what you need to do, guys, is get behind your manager. That's all from me, man. Talk to you later. Peace. Right back at you.